Hi, this is Martha Thornburg, Digital Literacy Specialist for the Mount Vernon School District. We're going to talk about Hangouts and Hangouts on Air today. Both of these are Google tools, Google apps. They can be used with Google Plus or YouTube or Gmail for video conferencing. So why would we use Google Hangouts or HOA, Hangouts on Air? It's free. It works with across platforms, so you can use it on your iPad or your mobile phone or laptop or computer. You can connect with up to 15 people in a Google Apps for Education account. 15 people can be on screen at the same time having a conversation together. That's a little bit crazy to have that many people doing that, but you can. And you can also have less or 15 or less people and then as many viewers as you want. So you can have a nice panel discussion with a lot of people viewing it as well. It's a great messaging tool. Right in your Gmail, you can just pop in, click on somebody who you're emailing back and forth and have a quick conversation about something. It's also a great live streaming tool. It can be embedded in a website, and events can be live streamed right from there. As I said earlier, it's integrated with Google Drive, YouTube, Google Plus, and Google Mail. It's a great place to screen share. So if you're showing somebody how to do something, you can use that, or if you need to see what they're doing in order to understand the conversation, you can screen share back and forth. In Google Hangouts on Air, and we'll talk a little bit about the differences in those two in a few minutes. In the Hangouts on Air, the Hangout is actually recorded. Just with the regular Hangouts, it's just happening then and then it's gone after you. But the recorded ones make it great for recording little tutorials for your students, for recording anything. So you do the Hangout and then it's actually archived on your YouTube channel for you. There's a lot of apps that work with Google Hangouts, and so you can add some different tools in there to be helpful as well. And the great thing about it is you can connect and collaborate with a global audience. And I've seen some great examples of teachers using Google Hangouts in amazing ways to connect with scientists, connect with other classrooms. We have a teacher, Ashley Moe, who has done a lot of mystery hangouts with connecting with teachers in other areas, and the students ask questions to figure out where the other classroom is, which has sparked great conversations with those teachers. And then they've developed other projects, like they had a debate between a class in New York and a class in Mount Vernon, Washington. And so a lot of really cool things can happen like that. Your classroom isn't limited to the walls within, and it's so easy to connect that it's something that you can do. Really, it's great to plan, but you can also do it really spur of the moment as well. So we've talked a little bit about toggling back between Hangouts and Hangouts on Air. So Hangouts is just a video messaging, so you can pop in and have a quick conversation with people. Anything that doesn't need to be recorded for future use, you can use a Google Hangout. Our students, if it's turned on, and it's not turned on in our district, could use Google Hangouts because it would be in the walled environment. They can't use, and it's not recorded, they cannot use Google Hangouts on Air for that reason, that it is recorded. So Google Hangouts on Air is live video streaming. So you could actually be recording a debate, recording a school play, anything like that, and that could actually be live broadcasting on your website for parents to see or whatever. There's different ways to access it. You can access it with Google Plus and YouTube. It's not for students under 13 because of privacy issues. So, and in order to do Google Hangouts on air, you need to have had set up your YouTube channel and your G Plus account. So as I said before, there's many ways to start a Hangout, and we're going to pop in here and try to start a Hangout, which is going to be kind of interesting with the fact that I'm recording as I'm doing this, using another tool right now. So in Google, like I said, there's several ways you can start a Hangout, but one of them is to go through your Google Plus page. So if I click on my waffle here with my different Google apps, I can click on Google Plus. If you're in the Mount Vernon School District and you haven't set up your Google Plus account, it will prompt you to do that at this time. Google Plus is a great tool for communicating with other people and developing kind of community conversations that can be specific to different groups of people. So it could be your grade level team, it could be a larger community about something you're interested in, etc. So I'm going to go to Home here and go down to Hangouts. And you'll notice here in the Google Hangouts, I have the option of Hangouts on Air and Video Hangouts. So I'm going to click on the Hangouts on Air, show you what that looks like. And again, it's broadcasting live to the world for free. And if I wanted to create a Hangout, I click this button and I give it a name. So this is Hangout Demo, or I'm going to say HOA Demo. And then I can choose when it starts. And so I can start it now, or I can actually plan it for later. And the nice thing about if I plan it for later, it actually creates an event page in my Google Plus account so that I can invite people to that event, and then they can go there to see the Hangout right from that event page. So I can do that for later, but if I want to do it for now, I'll just click Now. And then here, this asks, who is the audience? Who can see this? And so you would set your audience, and you can add addresses here and invite different people. These little suggestions here are part of my circles. If I click on here, it'll give me more options of people who I have in my different circles here. But what I want to do is I specifically, for this particular demo, I really don't want anybody to see it. And so one of my circles is called acquaintances, and just the way that I've set mine up, I don't have anybody in there. So I can actually just click off of public, and if I just have acquaintances and it shows me that there's 0 people there, then basically I'm just recording it for myself. It will be saved to YouTube, but it's not being broadcast live to anybody right now. So that's kind of my trick for creating webcast and things like that, where I don't really want the whole world to see right away what I'm doing. But you can invite people, and they will be able to log in and participate in your Google Hangout. So I click Share. And right away, here's my event page that I was telling you about. So here's where the Hangout's going to happen here. In this events page, I could show it shows who is invited. I've got a little chat screen here. I could add links, all kinds of things I could do there. So I'm going to go ahead and click Start so you can see what that looks like. And here's the scary part where everybody gets to see me. And again, it's going to ask me if I want to invite any more guests. Ooh. This is definitely not going to work. Okay, so here I am. Don't like this part of it. So right now I'm still off air, and it's telling me it's getting set up for me to broadcast. And you'll notice over here we've got several different options. So this is a little chat window that I can set up for people to chat. Here I can share screen. So if I want to share a different screen, which I will in a minute because I really don't like showing myself here. This showcase lets you put links into things that you're talking about. Question and answer, you can set up different questions and answers, just like it says right in here. Here you can capture pictures, so if I wanted to capture this picture here, if I had more people on besides just me, their things would pop up in the corner, and I could take a picture and show whatever's happening there. The cameraman, if I click on this, it gives me some different options about how I want things to look and different things like that. All kinds of fun things. Google Effects, this is a fun one. People like to add like a hat or all kinds of silly things that you can add here. People love to do that. Okay, so all kinds of fun things you can do there. This little dot 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 gives you more options down below. So right now I still haven't started my broadcast, but if I click on, I'm going to click off of that because I don't really like that hat on there. Here is where I can invite people. So if I haven't invited people yet, I can invite them here. Here's where I can mute my microphone. So if several people are on at once, you're going to want, unless you're the one talking, to have your microphone muted so that you don't hear the loudspeaker going off in the background and things like that. That's a little bit disconcerting. Here you can turn the camera off. So if all I want you to see is this, which is a much happier picture, I can leave that, and you can see that I'm talking because the little circles are coming off around me. And then to pop back on. This is also useful if you're having a conversation and you don't actually have a webcam. You can still use Google Hangouts and just have the conversation recorded this way. This is a bandwidth usage, so if you're in a place where there's not a very good bandwidth, you can actually adjust the settings. Here's your settings, so you can change voice and different things like that. And then if you want to hang up on the call, that's where you would go to hang up on the call. So that is kind of all the different functions. The other thing that you can do here is, well, it's not another thing, I already said this. So if I click on screen share, this lets me choose what screen I want to share. So I can choose the whole screen, or I could choose just, let's see, both of these aren't very exciting screens to share. But anyway, I could share any of my screens and they would pop in there, and I could talk about whatever it is. It could be a Google Drive document or something like that. That's something that's in here. See where it says the more button, the three dots down here? I can add more apps down here. So if I click on apps, there's a whole bunch of apps down here that I can add. So I'm going to look up. You can see, yeah, there's just a lot of different apps that you can add on here. And there you go. So that's just a quick, what I did over here is showcase. So if I click on this, you'll see that I can add something from a website and just put things over here that people could see in the corner over here. So it's pretty simple, the different things that you can do. Here's a drawing app that you can do. So I could actually draw. So I could, if I had a document that I had pulled up or something like that, I could actually draw right on my things. Right now I'm not doing a very good job of that. There it is. Silliness. Okay, so fun little things you can do like that. I'm going to go back here because I don't want to do that. You can change the focus and different things like that. So I have done that. Now I can't get out of there. I'm going to get rid of that. There we go. And anyway, Google Hangouts is a great tool. Right now I never did start my broadcast because I didn't really need to, but if I click start broadcast, let me go back here. Sorry, trying to get this to go away. If I click start broadcast, it will warn me that I'm going, and it's going to be on YouTube. And I'm going to get rid of this. And now it tells me that it's live on air. And I don't know, I did something funky with the draw tool, so it's looking a little funky right here, all fuzzy in the background. But yeah, so that is pretty much simply how you use Google Hangouts. When you're finished, you hit stop broadcast, and it will automatically record and send to your YouTube account. So that is how you use Google Hangouts. So I'm going to get out of here. And then what will happen is, I'm going to hit refresh on this just to make sure. What will happen is now that the video is there, you can go back to my events page, and anybody who I have invited would see that video there, and they could pop in and look at it again. So I'm going to keep going here just for a minute. So that is how to do it through Google Plus. You'll also notice that if you are in Gmail, and so if I'm in Gmail and I'm just going to click on this one here. So here's a note that was shared with me on Gmail. If I click here, one thing that I can do is I can click on Open Chat with Christine, and it will actually start a video chat or just a type chat, whichever one I want, right there within my email. So when you're working with Google Mail, under the More, you can do Open Chat, and that will open a Google Hangout right there in your email. So you're reading an email message, you've got a question, you can pop right in here. You will also notice that down here at the bottom in Mail, you'll see the contacts and the conversations, and you can actually set up a call. So right here in your Mail, you can get to it that way. The other place you can get to Hangouts is if you go to your calendar. And if I click on an event in my calendar, let's see, dog walk, I don't know. If I click on an event in my calendar that I've created, you'll see I could click right here and say add video call. And so now this video call is added. So when I get to that point in my calendar, I can just go here, and anybody who I invite over here would get an invitation to that call at that time, and then they could click on that event and the Hangout would open up there. So you can get to Hangouts from Calendar, from Mail, and from Google+. One more way you can get to Hangouts is if you're in YouTube. If you're in YouTube, you can go to live events, So what I did is I clicked on the upload button, and then I can click on Google Hangouts on Air, and I can click broadcast right here, and it will open up a Hangout right here from YouTube. So lots of different ways to get to Google Hangouts, and I've spent a lot of time just kind of showing you the different features of Google Hangouts. The real power comes in when you start thinking about the cool connections you can make, the conversations you could have with teachers. Students could do parent-teacher conferences with Google Hangouts. There's so many powerful possibilities, and we have it all available to us through the Hangout tools. So start thinking about how you could use Google Hangouts in your classroom to create tutorials, to invite in experts, to share other parts of the world, to have students share their learning with others. There's a lot of ways you can use Google Hangouts and Google Hangouts on Air with your students. And one last slide. In order not to reinvent the wheel, I used slides shared by Elizabeth McCarthy, another Google Education trainer. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing your slides. And so those are the slides I used as I did my presentation.